What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another round of the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a tier list on every starting NFL quarterback. So we have all these tiers. The top tier is God tier, which is basically like they're like the best quarterbacks in the league. Okay, the next one's Elite, which is like they're not one of the best, but they're like very, very good. The next one's Star, which just means that they're like pretty good. And Average is obviously they're like an average quarterback. Decent is just like below average, and then Trash Starter or Good Backup is just like they're either a backup where they used to be a starter, or they're just a very bad starter. The next tier is Trash, which just means that they're fucking trash, and the next one is players who haven't played in the NFL, so that's gonna be like rookies and stuff like that. So let's just get straight into this. The first player is Aaron Rodgers, and I'm gonna put him in Elite. I think he definitely used to be in the God tier, but he definitely isn't the same player that he was even a few years ago. So that's why I'm just moving him down slightly to Elite. This still means that he's like a very, very good quarterback. It just means that I don't think he's like maybe like the top two or three quarterbacks in the league anymore. Okay, the next player is Andy Dalton, and I'm gonna put him at trash starter slash good backup. I mean, he used to be a starter, but he lost his starting job to Joe Burrow, who's coming in after being the #1 overall pick this season. And now he's just a backup for the Dallas Cowboys. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it in this tier. And next is Baker Mayfield. I'm gonna put him in decent. I mean, people say like he had a good rookie year, right? But like the Browns went 6-9-1 in his rookie year, so I really don't understand why they said it was like good or anything. And then last season, I think the Browns went 6-10, so like they did even worse. And Baker Mayfield was just horrible last season, and that's like the only reason I'm not putting him at trash starter, because like based on his last season, he could be a trash starter, but his first season's like lifting him up a bit to decent. Okay, next is Big Ben, and I'm going to put him not at star. I'm going to put him at elite because when he last played a full season, right? He led the league in passing yards, so he's obviously very good. Now, we don't know if he'll drop off this season or not, but I mean, I think he still has a bit left in the tank, so we'll just see, and yeah. Okay, so next is, I think this is Brian Hoyer. I'll put him at good backup too. I mean, he is a backup, but he has been good for like a few teams in certain games, so yeah, I think that's fair for him. Now we have Cam Newton, and I'm gonna put him at star because Cam Newton, obviously, so he's been hurt a lot, right? And the last full season that he played, well, not full season, but the last season that he played like a major time in is 2018. And everyone forgets this for some reason, but Cam Newton was actually playing very well. They were like 6-2, and then he got injured that season, and then like they fell off and went like 6-10, I think, that season. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in star. It'd be the same as Big Ben. The last time he played, he was very good. So yeah, I'll put him in star. And the next player is Carson Wentz, who's also going in star. Like I think some people disrespect him a lot, but he took the Eagles to the playoffs last season and beat the Cowboys, who had a way better roster than him. Like there's no way that the Eagles should have beat out the Cowboys for that division, but yet they did, and that was because of Carson Wentz. Like his wide receivers were horrible, and they still took them to the playoffs. Okay, so the next is Case Keenum, who's also going in good backup, and like he was a very good starter a few years ago for the Minnesota Vikings, but he's fallen off with the Broncos and the Redskins, just like he was before the Vikings. So yeah, he's just gonna be in good backup for now. Next, who is this? Well, don't really know who you are, so you can just go. That might be Matt Moore, maybe. Yeah, don't really know. That's definitely not Patrick Mahomes. I know that for sure. Okay, the next quarterback in this list is Dak Prescott, who is going to go at average. Dak Prescott's like asking for like I don't even know what he's thinking, bro. He's asking for like Mahomes level money. I think those were the reports, and like there's no way he's Mahomes. Like there's just no way. I know Cowboys fans are probably gonna get mad at this, but like, dude, Dak is just like an average quarterback at best. So yeah. Okay, the next quarterback is David Jones, who is gonna go in decent. Daniel Jones had a decent rookie year last season, and like we really haven't seen that much of him. But in the games that he did play, he didn't really perform that well. He also didn't really perform that bad either. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep him in decent. Okay, who's this? I think this is like maybe David Blau. Yeah, I really don't know who he is though. So let's just put him in trash. Okay, next one's Derek Carr, who's also going in average. Like people always say for Derek Carr, either this, they say that he's super trash, or they look back to that amazing 2016 season and say that he's like the best quarterback or something like that. And like people have to realize that 2016 season was 4 years ago. Okay, it was when Barack Obama was still president, so it was a long time ago. And since then, he hasn't really performed nearly as well as that season. So yeah, I'll stick him in average. Okay, the next player is Deshaun Watson. Let's see. I don't know which one to put him in, either star or elite. I think he's like in between both of them. Let's see. Oh God, he did lose DeAndre Hopkins, so you know what? We'll bump him down to star for now. But I feel very confident in putting him in elite if like the circumstances were different. I think he's just like in between elite and star. So I'll stick him in star for now because he lost his best receiver, so he's sure to produce less. Okay, the next player is Drew Brees, who is not average. Don't freak out. He's gonna be going in elite. So Drew Brees is an interesting one because he's obviously not putting up better numbers like he was a few years ago because he actually has a supporting cast and a running game that actually works. So he isn't going to be throwing the ball every single play. And also, I feel like he's also dropped off a bit. He isn't the same player that he was a few years ago. So he isn't in the God level tier anymore, but I still feel fine putting him in the league. Okay, the next player is Drew Lock, who I'm going to put him in decent. We really didn't see that much of him, but he did go 5-1 down the stretch, I think, or maybe it was either 5-1 or 4-1. And he did very well in those games, but we like really haven't seen him that much. I mean, I could put him up in average, but like we really again haven't seen him that much play. So I'll just leave him decent for now, but he can definitely rise up to average or even maybe star by the next season. Okay, the next quarterback's Dwayne Haskins, who's going to be the trash starter. Like he had a worse rookie year than Daniel Jones last season. He was just horrible. I think he only won. Well, I remember one time like they actually won the first game, and then on the final play, they had to send out Case Keenum because this guy was like taking a photo with a fan. Like, good lord, yeah, he wasn't really good last season, so he's gonna go in trash starter. Okay, the next quarterback is Minshew Mania, who is gonna be going in decent. Gardner Minshew. He was very good last season, but I really don't think he'll be able to keep that level of performance up. He also threw a lot of picks, and that tends to haunt you down the later stretches. So I don't think Gardner Minshew is a bad quarterback, but again with Drew Lock, he's only played one full season, and if he has another really good season, he can go up not average to star. But like we just haven't seen that much from him. Okay, Jacoby Brissett's going in good starter. I mean, good backup. He is a backup after all, and like the Colts had an amazing supporting cast around him last season, and he wasn't able to do that well. But I am hopeful for what the Colts will do with what's his name, Philip Rivers at quarterback. Okay, so next players who haven't played in the NFL. Obviously, this guy's a rookie. This guy's also a rookie, and now we have Jameis Winston, who I'm gonna be putting in trash starter, a good backup. Actually, no, I'll put him in decent. Why not? I mean, I know he's a backup right now, but that's only because he signed with the Saints. I think if he joined like another team, maybe that needed a quarterback, he could have been a starter. And like last season, he was really good and really bad at the same time. He threw over 5,000 yards, led the league. He also threw 30 touchdowns, and though he did throw 30 picks, so like it's like do you take the side where he's like amazing with 5,000 yards and 30 picks, or do you take the side where he's freaking or 30 touchdowns that is, or do you take the side where he threw 30 picks. So I'm just going to leave him decent for now. Okay, the next is Jared Goff. And yeah, we're going to be putting him in average. The Rams definitely had a Super Bowl hangover from the last season, and they went 9-7, I think. And in that stretch, the Rams didn't really play that well. So I expect Jared Goff to bounce back a bit, but right now, after last season, he's definitely an average. Okay, this is Jared Stidham. I'll put him at good bat. Actually, no, I don't think he's played an NFL game. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, I don't think it's really fair to judge him because he really hasn't played that many games. I don't think he's even started a game yet. So, yeah, I'll just put him at players who haven't played in the NFL. Okay, the next is Jimmy G. And, I saw a lot of hate for him when he lost the Super Bowl and missed that play to Emmanuel Sanders that probably would have won them the game. But I'm still going to put him in star. He still performed very well in the regular season and postseason, aside from the Super Bowl, to lead his team to the playoffs, and the Super Bowl. It's just a shame that the Super Bowl ended with him making, he overthrew Emmanuel Sanders for, 6 yards, but that's okay. Well, it's not okay because he lost the Super Bowl, but, a player isn't defined by just one bad moment, and I still think that Jimmy G is a very good player. Okay, next is Joe Burrow, who hasn't played in the NFL. Same with, I think that's Jordan Love. He hasn't played in the NFL. And let's see. Josh Allen is going up in star. He's a very good player. And last season he really broke out and he led the Buffalo Bills to the playoffs. Like their first playoff appearance since I think Tyrod Taylor led them there in 2015. Wait, no. Oh, I can't remember. I think it was 2017, yeah. So he's obviously a really good player, and his ceiling is, super high. He still has to work on his mechanics and his decision-making, but I feel like in the future he can go up very high. Wait, okay, so next is Josh Rosen, who I'll put in good backup. I mean, there's not much to say here. He was a first-round draft pick by the Arizona Cardinals. And then 1 year later, he got traded to the Dolphins, and now he was a backup to Ryan Fitzpatrick last season. So yeah, he really isn't deserving of being in these top rankings if he lost the starting job to Ryan Fitzpatrick. So I'll put him at good backup for now. And next is who was that again? He's the Chargers draft pick. Oh, I can't remember his name. Well, I'm going to get him in the comments for that, but yeah, he's also going to be put in players who haven't played in the NFL. So next is Kirk Cousins, so I think he's on the same level as Dak Prescott, so I'll put him in average for now. I mean, Kirk Cousins definitely has amazing numbers, but he does shrink in big-time moments, so he really can't be a star or better if he plays worse against better teams, so that's why I'll put him in average. And next is Kyle Allen. Put him at trash starter / good backup. I mean, he was decent for a time being for the Carolina Panthers last season. I think they went 5-0 with him in his first 5 games or something like that. But yeah, he started to lose big time, so I'll just put him in good backup for now. Okay, next is Kyler Murray. I'm gonna put him in average too. In his rookie year, he did very well. He won Rookie of the Year, but I don't think he performed that well to be put in star right away in his sophomore season. Okay, the next player is Lamar Jackson, and he is obviously going to be put in God tier. I mean, he won the frickin' MVP last season. What more do you want? Though I do think that he shrinks in playoff games, so he should have to work on that if he actually wants to win some Super Bowls and be considered as one of the greatest of all time. But yeah, I'll put him in God tier for now. Okay, next is Marcus Mariota, pretty self-explanatory. He's a backup. Next is Mason Rudolph. He's also a backup. And next is Matt Ryan. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna put Matt Ryan in elite. You might not know, but he had that MVP season, which he really broke out that season, and after that he had another season where the Falcons actually made the playoffs, and then the next season after that, his whole defense got injured, but he actually put up similar numbers to the MVP season, though his team didn't really get that much recognition because they lost so many games because their defense was hurt. But yeah, I think that Matt Ryan is criminally underrated, and I think he's an elite player. So next is Matthew Stafford, and I'll put him in average. Matthew Stafford is definitely a good quarterback. I wouldn't say he's like one of the best quarterbacks, so that's why I'll put him in average. Okay, next quarterback is Mitchell Trubisky. He'll go in decent. Like Mitchell Trubisky, he was definitely a draft bust because like you saw like the Bears took Mitchell Trubisky at number 2 overall, and they traded up to get him. And like what has he produced compared to Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes? Like he's just so much worse than those two, though I don't think he's like a trash starter by any means. He did lead the Bears to a 12-4 season as a game manager 2 seasons ago, so I do think he's decent. And same thing with Nick Foles. If you give him like the right circumstances, he can produce, but like otherwise he's nothing too special. And next is Patrick Mahomes. I think you know where he's going. He's going in God tier. Like he's him or Lamar? Actually, no. I don't think Lamar's even in the question. Like, he's the best quarterback in the NFL, no question. Like, he's already won a Super Bowl MVP in his in his second year full starter, and he won an MVP in his first year as a full starter. So he's really good. Okay, next is Phillip Rivers, who definitely dropped off from 2 seasons ago and last season, and like he threw 20 picks, I think. So, though I still think he's like an average quarterback, he isn't like one of the best anymore because he definitely fell off. Okay, next is RG3, I think I'll put him at good backup. Okay, next is Russell Wilson, who is also going in God tier. Like, if you don't think Russell Wilson is good, like, just get an eye check, man. Dude, Russell Wilson carries his Seahawks offense, which has never had a good offensive line, always had like mid-tier receiving threats, and he makes every receiving threat work. Like Tyler Lockett was viewed as a special teams player when he came out of college. Doug Baldwin was not very good when he came out of college. And DK Metcalf, people slept on him, and that's why he dropped all the way to like the 3rd or 2nd round, because they didn't think he was like a route runner. He was just a bodybuilder, and still Russell Wilson made them all work. Okay. Next is Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he'll go in decent. There's a stretch where Ryan Fitzpatrick, like if he gets hot, dude. He just lights it up, but otherwise he's just not very good in some Sundays. So in some Sundays he's like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and in others he's just not very good. So I'll just put him in decent for now. Okay. Next is Ryan Tannehill, who's going in average. Like, don't let that breakout season in last season fool you with the Titans. I mean, I know he led them to the AFC Conference Championship game, but like in the playoffs, he like didn't do anything. All he basically did was hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. So yeah, that's why I think he's like an average quarterback. I don't think he's bad, but he's definitely only average. Okay, next is Sam Darnold, who is going in decent. He just really hasn't showed us anything to be put in one of the higher tiers, though I do think that he can reach the higher tiers. As last season, when he came back from mono, he had a really good stretch down the game where I think he went like 6-2 or something. So yeah, look out for Sam Darnold in the near future. But okay, the next one is Taysom Hill, and like we're judging him as a quarterback, so I'll put him in trash because like I know he's a very good gadget player, right? But I think he's only thrown like maybe 5 passes in his whole NFL career. So yeah, I really can't say that he's a good quarterback after just 5 passes. So that's why I'm going to throw him in trash. Okay, next is Teddy Bridgewater, who is going to go in average. Like Teddy Bridgewater signed with the Carolina Panthers in a huge contract this offseason, that is. But like last season, he went 5-1 as Drew Brees' replacement and played very well in those games. And before that, before he got injured, he was the Minnesota Vikings quarterback, and he led them to the playoffs. So Teddy Bridgewater is definitely a very good quarterback. I wouldn't say he's a star just yet, but I'll put him in average. Okay. Next player, we're actually gonna skip Tom Brady because he'll definitely be put higher ahead, and I want to just get these two out of the way. So Tua is gonna be going, and players who haven't played in the NFL. And let's see, Tyrod Taylor. Oh, this is a good one. I'll put him in decent. Like the last time Tyrod Taylor played like a full season, he actually led the Bills to like the playoffs, where they eventually lost to the Jaguars, but still he led the Bills to the playoffs for like the first time in forever. And he did lose the starting job to Baker after he got injured in Cleveland. And then he went to the Chargers to be Philip Rivers' backup. But I think that Tyrod Taylor, like I saw a stat where it's like in the last like maybe 32 games or something like that, Tyrod Taylor has more wins and a better completion percentage and a better touchdown to interception ratio than Cam Newton. So yeah, he's definitely a very good quarterback. Okay, and next is Tom Brady, who is gonna be going in elite. Tom Brady is definitely not the player that he used to be. Like, he dropped off significantly, and I know people are saying, oh my god, he didn't have any weapons last season. But yeah, isn't it Tom Brady's motto that he carries the weapons around him to make them good? So, last season was a testament of that because he didn't carry them for the first time ever. But now he's going to Tampa Bay, and he can definitely go up to God tier with those weapons. Like, he has Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and he also has Rob Gronkowski, O.J. Howard, and Cameron Brate. So that's 2-star level, or even God level wide receivers, and he has Rob Gronkowski, perhaps the best tight end of all time, and O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate, who are no slouches either. Well, anyways, this is my tier list. So in God tier, we have Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and Russell Wilson. And keep in mind, these are not in any specific order. Actually, you know what? We can put them in order. Okay. I'm going to put Patrick Mahomes in first, Russell Wilson second, and Lamar Jackson is third. Let's see. Drew Brees is fourth, Aaron Rodgers fifth, Tom Brady sixth, Matt Ryan, and then Big Ben, just because we don't really know what Big Ben will be like when he comes back. Okay, the star, we're definitely going to put Deshaun Watson first. Carson Wentz. Let's see, Jimmy G here, and then Josh Allen, because again, with Cam Newton, we don't know what he'll be when he comes back. Okay. In the average tier list, I'm gonna put Jared Goff at the first spot. Actually, no. I'm actually gonna put Matthew Stafford at the first spot, Jared Goff in second. Dak Prescott in third, Kirk Cousins, and then Derek Carr. Let's see. Teddy Bridgewater. Where do I put him? Let's see. I'll put him here, and then Ryan Tannehill can go. Okay. So Kyler Murray, Teddy B, and then Ryan Tannehill, and then after him is Philip Rivers. Okay. Next in the decent tier list. Let's see. Baker Mayfield is obviously going to be first. What's his name? Sam Darnold's going to be second. Let's go Gardner Minshew. Drew Lock, I'd say. And then Daniel Jones, and then we'll put Tyrod Taylor here. I feel like this is good. So in the decent tier list, we have Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Gardner Minshew, Drew Lock, Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, Jameis Winston, Mitch Trubisky, Nick Foles, and Ryan Tannehill. Actually, I think Nick Foles is actually a better quarterback than Mitch Trubisky, so we'll put him right there. Okay, and then all of these players, Andy Dalton, I think, is the best player in this. And then Marcus Mariota is definitely second with Chase Keenum. And then Jacoby Brissett is better than Chase Keenum, so let's put him there. Brian Hoyer is obviously down here. We'll put Mason Rudolph before. Yeah, I think this is good. So we have Andy Dalton, Marcus Mariota, Jacoby Brissett, Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, Actually, no. Dwayne Haskins is better than Case Keenum. After all, he did win the starting job from him. Okay, then Josh Rosen, Mason Rudolph, Kyle Allen, RG3, and then Brian Hoyer. Okay, and then in the trash tier list, I'm gonna put Taysom Hill first. Matt Moore, if that even is Matt Moore, I really don't know what he has, but for video's sake, let's just say that that's Matt Moore, and then maybe David Blau. I think that's David Blau, so he'll be third. Okay, players who haven't played in the NFL. Like, obviously, I don't know how they're going to do, but I could rank them based on how I think they'll do. So, Joe Burrow's obviously going to be first. Tua second. Whoever, why can't I remember his name? I'm, blanking so hard. This is basically just where they got drafted. And then I'll say that Jason Sims better than him. I think that's Jake Fromm. So, this is my tier list. Patrick Mahomes number 1, Russell Wilson number 2, Lamar Jackson number 3, and then we have Drew Brees number 4, Aaron Rodgers number 5, Tom Brady number 6, Matt Ryan number 7, Big Ben number 8, Sean Watson number 9, Carson Wentz number 10, Jimmy G number 11, Josh Allen number 12, Cam Newton number 13, Matt Stafford number 14, Jared Goff number 15, Dak Prescott number 16, Kirk Cousins number 17, Derek Carr number 18, Kyler Murray, number 19, Teddy B, number 20, Ryan Tannehill, number 21, and, why am I blanking? Oh, yes, Phillip Rivers, number 22. Now, look at the decent, ones. Baker Mayfield's the 23rd best quarterback. Sam Darnold's 24th. Gardner Minshew's 25th. And Drew Lock is 26th. Daniel Jones, 27. Oh, God. Why am I blanking on these names? Tyrod Taylor's 28. Jameis Winston's 29. Nick Foles is 30. Mitch Trubisky's 31. And Ryan Tannehill's 32. Andy Dalton, 33. Marcus Mariota, 34. Jacoby Brissett, 35. Dwayne Haskins, 36. Case Keenum, 37. Josh Rosen, 38. Mason Rudolph's 39, Kyle Allen 40, RG3 41, and Brian Hoyer 42. And we have Taysom Hill 43, Matt Moore, I think that's him, 44, and David Blau 45. And then we just have all these rookies or Jared Sam who really hasn't played in the NFL. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, this is all my opinions, and if you guys have different ones, leave it in the comments down below. And yeah. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Too easy!